So good morning and welcome to our Tuesday chat session this morning. Today's guests are Wendy Lockett and Hayley Winstanley from the Alzheimer's Society, who support carers and the cared for experiencing dementia. So over to you, Wendy.
Thank you. Unfortunately, Hayley can't make it. So she's got childcare problems that have kicked in. But Hayley was going to do this presentation, so she sent it over to me.
Yeah.
I've not seen this presentation before, but we have just double checked and it does work. So I do know what I'm talking about. It's just that I've not prepared the slides personally. So if I slip up, it's because I'm thinking that's going to come next. So I'm worrying that another slide is or isn't about to appear. So apologies in advance. So my name's Wendy. I'm a dementia advisor in Halton, and I work. I don't know whether we job share, but there's myself and a lady called Lorraine Dutton who does the same job as me. So basically, I do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Lorraine does Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So between us, we're sort of a full-time and a bit person providing dementia advice in the Halton area. So I'm going to try and share my screen with you. So we'll try and do that, hopefully. It's not working. Oh, hang on. Right. Can you see that?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So go to the right at the beginning. So I'm talking. I wanted to take this opportunity to talk about Dementia Connect, which is a new personalised service that the Alzheimer's Society have brought in. The idea behind Dementia Connect is hopefully it simplifies things and allows us to reach more people in the Halton area. At the moment, we don't receive that many referrals, so we're really trying to spread the word and encourage people to contact us. So I'm guessing you know about dementia. Dementia is an umbrella term that describes a range of symptoms, and within that or under that umbrella, there are things like Alzheimer's, vascular, mixed dementia. So Dementia Connect provides support. Dementia services provide support to people with a diagnosis of any of those underlying things under the umbrella. Okay. So, introducing Dementia Connect. We know you want to do the best for people affected by dementia, and so do we at the Alzheimer's Society. So this Dementia Connect service has been developed by the Alzheimer's Society, and it's just we're one of the first people to go with it. So we're one of the forerunners in Halton to develop the service. So it's a personalised service that connects anybody with dementia to the support they need when they need it. So the support could just be a phone call, it could be online support, or it could need a dementia advisor like Lorraine and myself, who, whilst we're not doing home visits at the moment, very shortly we'll be restarting home visits. So we're not just supporting the people who are living with dementia, we're providing support to the carers and family and friends too. So we're happy to take a referral for a carer or a member of family, and not necessarily the person who's living with dementia. It's free, it's easy to access, and it puts me in touch with people like me who can provide lots of information. So we've got a whole range of fact sheets and information. We now have a centralized system where we just order it online, and things can be delivered to a postal address. So some people quite often, one of the parents has had a dementia diagnosis, but they're not happy to receive that diagnosis. So get members of family saying, can you post us some information? Don't post it to my mum's or my dad's house. So we can, so just, you know, some fact sheets just to provide them support. Okay, so Dementia Connect can help everyone. So I'm sure you all know, or you'll know of somebody who is living with dementia. The type of support that we provide is we can help with things like lasting power of attorney. As I've already said, we've got a whole library of fact sheets. We also have groups within local communities. So, you know, or we can signpost them to, we can signpost people living with dementia to a group if there isn't anything available. We can provide information better to make a home more dementia friendly. We can provide information for people who that say that their loved one living with dementia is struggling eating and their vision's affected. We can talk to people about how important it is for certainly people with Alzheimer's that it's if they're eating, it's really important that they don't have a dark plate on a dark table. So how important it is to use contrasting things so that they can see an orange beaker on a black table, and things like rugs in their lounge. You know, it's really easy again for somebody living with dementia to see a dark rug on a dark carpet as a puddle, and be frightened to step into the puddle. So that, you know, all things like that, we're happy to provide advice about tips for making home friendly. And there's other things that people sometimes with dementia, they can sometimes go out and not come back. They like to go for a walk. So, you know, things like trackers and telephones, and lots of people struggle remembering the time and date. So there's all sorts of clocks available that say today is Monday, or today is Monday, it's the morning, so, and the date is. So quite simple stuff like that, but just help people live well on the dementia journey. Okay, so the benefits of Dementia Connect, it's quick and easy. It's been endorsed by the NHS Action Plan for Dementia. It combines the consistency of a national service, which, you know, I'm very fortunate that the Alzheimer's Society can provide me with the library of information, but it's also having that local knowledge that myself and Lorraine, when they come out and see people, you know, we've got a mixture of both local knowledge and also stuff that Alzheimer's Society has been involved in for years. And we've shaped this particular Dementia Connect service together with people who are living with dementia. So we've asked what they want, and we've tried wherever possible to embed that into the service. So as I've already said, it's a service for people with dementia, their carers and families. We keep in touch to meet any changing needs, so we can do a home visit, and we can also follow that up with keep in touch calls and just see, you know, just seeing how people are. And the advantage of Dementia Connect is that they only have to tell us the story once. Once they've told us, we can record that data, and we can then use that data to shape and pass on ongoing information. Right. So early adopter sites, they've happened in Birmingham and Solihull. Those have been successful. That's some of the data. I'm not going to go through it all. So that was successful, and now it's been rolled out. And in the northwest, Halton is now the first early adopter site. So our service has come through that process and is now up and running in Halton. So we're all ready to go. So how does it work? So by promoting Dementia Connect, you can help everybody affected by dementia in your area. So health and social care professionals, so GPs can refer direct through the Dementia Connect system. People can also self-refer, or you can refer on. We have a little portal that you go through. You get a referrer ID to register the organisation, and then you can once you've done that initial ID thing, you can then just make referrals into our portal, and that referral will then come direct to me or Lorraine. Oh, can't read that. Right, so that sorry, I can't read that, but that is the referral form. That once you've set up your ID, you just send it in. You tell us the area that that the person living with dementia lives in, and that will filter it through to myself and Lorraine, and then we'll just get that referral straight through. I think that's probably about as much as I need to tell you. So if you've got people who are living with dementia, and really in the Halton area, we don't get that many referrals, so we're really keen to get out and about and let people know about us. So there's our phone number 01514208010, and our email halton@alzheimers.org.uk. The only other thing I want to add to those slides, so I have had to wing it a bit. You can get telephone support from ourselves, but we also have something that's called Talking Point, which is an online forum for people who just want some information. So people can go online. It is only online, and you just go to the onto the Alzheimer's Society website, and you just do a search for Talking Point, and that will actually, you can order fact sheets and things like that through Talking Point. And the idea really is that people can order information that way, but if people have got a more complex diagnosis, or they've got more complex situation at home, I've got people, as I said earlier, who don't, we've got service users who aren't ready to hear their diagnosis. So quite often people will have a diagnosis from the memory clinic, but the person with dementia doesn't want to receive it. So it goes, obviously there's all consents involved. So it'll be a member of the family who will get the diagnosis rather than the person. And, we can provide support to them, just in very, very difficult circumstances. But you'd be amazed how many people don't want to hear the diagnosis. They probably know in advance what's wrong, or they've got, they've guessed in advance what's wrong. But just to hear the word dementia, it can be crippling for some people, and it's, you know, it's the one word they don't want to hear when they go to the memory clinic. They just don't want to hear the word dementia. So we're very, very able and willing to support people, to support family members. I've arranged to meet somebody's son in a park next week. That kind of stuff we're more than happy to do, because we know how difficult it can be to hear Alzheimer's in a diagnosis. So, you know, we're very mindful of that and very thoughtful and careful. And that I think really is about it. I hope you've been able to hear me okay and you've been able to see the presentation. Just wonder if there's any questions for me.
I can see a couple of hands up. I think Diane had a hand up first, and I can also see Irene's got a hand up. So over to you, Diane, first.
Thank you for the presentation. Very interesting. I didn't know anything about this Connect. One thing I did notice though was on the form that that relatives or patients have to fill in, it says we need your email address. What happens if people haven't got email addresses and their only means of communication with you is either a letter, a visit to them, or a telephone call to you? How do you get round this?
So yes, so they can write to us. So the office is in Wellington. We're in the RAM building next to Tesco. I don't know if you know that. I can give you the office address. People, obviously, we're struggling with people coming in to see us because technically the building is so we're on one floor of an office building, and if somebody was to come in at the moment, I don't know whether RAM would allow them to come in and whether we would allow them to, but they can certainly telephone us or they can write to us, and I can give you the address if you want it now, or I can give it to you later. But we are based locally in Warrington.
I was just wondering, is instead of on the form it says we need an email address,
yeah,
it gave alternatives for people who are digitally savvy. That's the problem. It may put some people off if they haven't got access to internet, etc. Which a lot of people don't have in home.
No, you're right. You're right. I will feed that back. But people can always pick up the phone and just make a self-referral. We're not trying to make it referrals or everything's got to come through our system. People can make a call and refer in at any point, and we'll complete the referral form. This is just for this new system, but absolutely we're very keen that we don't want to put barriers in anybody's way at all. So yeah, they can give us a call. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Wendy, just before they go over to Irene, could just check. So in a way on Dementia Connect, it would be useful for the likes of ourselves to be registered, because then if anybody came through to us, we can refer them. The same with Wellbeing or Age UK or any of those. So I'll take on Diane's question. If somebody didn't have contact on via email, if they were speaking to the likes of Wellbeing or ourselves or Cancer Support, that we could then refer them on their behalf.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
But so this is just the system of process. So once you've got your ID number, that you're done. But in the meantime, we are not trying to focus on the system. You know, pick up the phone and we will take a referral over the telephone. Absolutely.
Yeah. And again, I'm jumping in front of Irene. Just, you said it was a pilot scheme and this is one of the first. Is it a pilot that will carry on, or has it got a set sort of length of time?
No, it's pilot has been successful, and Dementia Connect is now being rolled out throughout the Alzheimer's Society. In the Northwest, Halton is the first area to go, but as contracts are renewed and as things change after we've spoken to commissioners, this is the way Alzheimer's Society is moving. So we're not going back to any other system, but it's being rolled out depending on what stage they are in the contract. But Halton has all been agreed, and we're rolling now.
Thank you. Irene, your hand up.
Yeah, I'd like to ask a question. The memory clinic. I mean, I recently went to the memory clinic with my mother-in-law before she died, and she was diagnosed with dementia. You used to go to the memory clinic, to be in the memory clinic, didn't it? But do that now. It's just that you're saying that you're not getting a lot of referrals.
Yeah.
And wouldn't it be better if you know, the memory clinic had made these referrals as well?
Absolutely. And I suggested it was just before lockdown started.
Yeah.
We come to an agreement where we go into the memory clinic and perhaps work from there one day a week.
Yeah.
We used to be based out, and as you know, organizations change. So then they moved. So they were originally in Widnes, and used to be in and out the memory clinic. Then they moved us to Warrington, and now we're all home based as well. So absolutely, I think that would be a fabulous idea, and I think we should be going to the memory clinic once a week and picking up referrals. Yeah,
definitely, and even to make carers, the cared for person, aware of what you can offer.
Yeah, absolutely. So hopefully that will be going ahead as soon as we've got agreement that we can go into memory clinic. That is definitely a step forward. And I think,
but even GP practices,
absolutely,
everyone should get on board.
Absolutely.
And should be a linked up service, really. I feel.
Yeah,
I know. I go out to the dementia support group.
Yeah.
The lunch bunch.
Yeah.
And I will go and visit them, and I'm hoping they're all okay.
Yeah.
And that is a fabulous to be referred into.
Yeah.
Started all that off. I know the Alzheimer's started the lunch bunch off because I used to volunteer for them. And I think, you know, people need to be making referrals into the lunch bunch.
Yeah.
It's so fabulous what they do as well.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And we have written to all the GPs and told them about this. So hopefully the GPs will make referrals as well. And there have been a couple of referrals coming through from GPs.
Well, we have Jackie from Wellbeing on the call today, and they work within the GP.
Oh, right.
So it might be good for you to meet up. So dealing with the patients, aren't they?
Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah,
just an idea.
Yeah, we will do.
Currently, we're not allowed in the surgeries at the minute, but the amount of patients that's, you know, self-referring into ourselves, you know, it's crazy. It really is. But I know that there was a meeting that was held last week, and there's another meeting tomorrow with the GP surgeries. Sorry, that's one of my clients. And there's a meeting tomorrow with the GP surgeries just to sort of gauge when we will be allowed back into the surgeries. But I think until all of the doctors are back in the surgeries, that's when we'll be allowed back in.
Yeah, no, what I'd like to do is to get to the, you know, I'm guessing that different GP practice have meetings, and I'd love to go along to one of those meetings, you know, sort of satellite group and tell them, but we have written to all the GP surgeries. We haven't been able to follow it up because of the pandemic, unfortunately.
Do you mean like PPG groups?
Yeah.
Well, Diane's on here, isn't she?
Yeah, it was stuck. I can see Diane's got a hand up. I'll come back to your question about GPs in a second, Wendy, but Diane's had a hand up for a while, I think.
Okay.
Another question, and then Paul.
Yes, another question. You mentioned about the commission. Here we go again with this ICS systems. You mentioned about the commissioners commissioning your service.
Mm-hmm.
Have you got a way into the integrated care system, which will be when the SECGs end next year and they start to go down as from autumn this year? Have you got like a foot in the door to ensure that the Alzheimer's Society has got some support from the new organisation?
Not that I'm aware of, Diane, and I don't know how I would do that. If you could give me some advice on that.
Oh God.
Grateful.
Oh, it's like, no, I don't think anybody, if they put their hand on the heart, could truly say exactly what's going on. And that's me being honest. I've only had information. I'm sure David Health Watch has had information. Everybody's had bits. But there is a meeting on a Friday morning that Matthew Roberts organises from the voluntary sector. And it may be worth having a word with him to see whether he can point you in the correct direction.
Right.
Just a thought. I don't know if you think the same, Dave. That
to be totally honest, at the moment, there isn't really anybody to connect to on the new organisations. Nothing. It's very early. Well, it's next April. It'll all start up. So really, at the moment, it would still be your contact at your CCG locally will be more than likely the same contact that will be involved when it changes to the ICSs. There's not a great deal. You can say there's very little happened so far. They're all in just the very basic planning stage. So I think that would be it. And just, I know Paul's got his hand up. Just before we go to that, I think your best lead into the GP practices might be to speak to the primary care network leads for Widnes and Runcorn, because they then may be able to put you in touch with the practice managers meetings that are held now and again, which might be a better way in. I'll skip to Paul's got his hand up, then Jude, and then Maureen as well. Once Paul's figured out the mute, the mute button. He's still on mute, Paul.
Hooray! I've been pressing this button on mute and it's still going. I'm having a terrible morning. First of all, Wendy, I want to apologise. It took me all the time to get the connection, and when I got the connection, you were just saying, well, that's the end of my presentation.
Sorry.
No, it's my fault. I apologise to Louise as well. Something's going wrong at my end. Mine was just a very simple question, Wendy. Where are you actually based? I apologise if you've said this, but I was wondering where the offices were.
Yes, so the office is in Warrington, and I don't know if I send it on to you, Dave, if somebody can share the address. So our office is in Warrington, but recently I've had my contract changed, so I'm now permanently home-based. So we will still have an office in Warrington, but I think it will be manned by an admin team. And as I said, we've all had our contracts changed, so we're all home-based, but we do have a building that we can use in Warrington.
Okay, thanks very much. That's all it was. Thank you.
Jude next. Okay, Jude.
Good morning, Wendy. I'm the same as Paul. I'm really sorry I got kicked out, so please forgive me if you've answered this question already. I just wondered if is it people with all types of dementia that you support, or just people with Alzheimer's?
We support everybody with dementia. So in the presentation, I said, so dementia is an umbrella term, and
Yeah.
dementia, it just describes a range of symptoms actually. So underneath the dementia umbrella, there are over 500 different types of dementia. We will support anybody who's got a diagnosis. Doesn't matter what type. So we probably know under the term dementia, Alzheimer's is the significant one in that group. But we also support people with vascular dementia, mixed dementia, dementia with Lewy bodies, any young onset dementia. So anybody with a dementia diagnosis, we will support. And if it's not, if it's an uncommon, or if it's not a common type of dementia, we can access research by the Alzheimer's Society, so we will be able to access information about it fairly quickly.
Oh, that's brilliant. Thank you very much. And also, are you in touch with the Carers Centre at all? Because I know they support a lot of people with dementia. Might be able to send you some referrals.
Yes, no, I'm not personally. My colleague Lorraine, who's been doing this job a lot longer than I have, may well be, but I'd love to get in touch with the Carers Centre. Yes.
All right, I'll send you some details over, because
Yes.
they run a dementia support group, obviously for the carers, not for the people who've got it themselves. I'll send you an email address so you can get in touch, because I'm sure they'd be able to refer people to you. There's also an organisation that we met with just before lockdown called Tide, and I could send you that lady's email address. That's also supporting carers of people who've got dementia.
That'd be great. Yeah, the more information I can get, the more people I can get it out to. That's fabulous.
Brilliant. I'll send that over. I've been sharing your posters on our social media and in our e-bulletin. So if you ever want anything sharing, please just send it over.
Right, okay.
I'll put my email address in the box, but you could send it to Louise, Dave, and we'll get it shared. So get your referrals, because I'm sure people would love to have this support. It sounds brilliant. Thank you.
Fabulous. Yeah, and I think I've already mentioned Dementia Friends, but I can deliver Dementia Friends information session to volunteers and to staff via Zoom. So it's not a formal qualification, but it's a great half an hour to an hour information session about dementia. So it's fabulous for people who've got a family member. So if you wanted to get a family together, I could deliver one of those sessions. As long as we've got Zoom, I can do that. So
oh, that's brilliant. If you've got anything to promote that as well, I know some of us are Dementia Friends and we've got the little badge.
Yeah.
Any new volunteers definitely will come over to you. And if you've got anything to promote, please just send it over.
Yeah, and we can make them Dementia Friends, and I can send the badges in the post.
Fabulous, thank you.
Okay.
Any more questions? Oh, Pauline's hand. Yes, I'm sorry.
Yeah, hi Wendy. I'm with the Witness and Runcorn Cancer Support Group. We're quite. We have a lot of people that are quite elderly that use the centre, and once we're back to a bit of normality, you're welcome to come into the centre and promote the dementia contact. Another good contact for you as well. I don't know if are you aware of Nikki Benson?
No.
Nikki Benson is on the mental on the Halton Health Improvement team, And one of the things that she organises is the mental health hub.
Okay.
Is hoping to be up and running once the restrictions are all finished. But they go out once a month into Widnes and Runcorn, and they literally have a table full of leaflets.
Okay.
And they're always looking for volunteers to help man the hub.
Right.
And it's just like doing an hour here or there, but even just getting your leaflets out.
Absolutely.
That would help you, because as a family, we're quite new on this journey and never even heard of it. The GP's not mentioned it. The hospital's not mentioned it.
Okay.
So the more we can get it out for you, the better.
Thanks, Maureen. Yeah, thank you.
And just following up that, Maureen, Nikki's going to watch the video later because she couldn't attend today, so she has asked we let her know when it's up on YouTube so she can just check through it. So, but we'll put, I'm sure Louise will give you the contact details, Wendy.
Thank you.
Put you in touch with each other.
Yeah, absolutely. Those across later on today, Wendy.
Okay.
Okay. And anything else? The video will be has been recorded, and all being, I can manage to cut it together and get it up on YouTube. It'll be up there the next day or so. Louise has got a hand up.
Sorry, I just wanted, you've probably mentioned it just in case I've missed it. I've had a call at some point over the last couple of weeks where you've got 2 or 3 people caring for one person in an extended family. Would you be able to support all 3, or is it limited to the carers? Is it limited to one in particular, or is it
No.
you could help support all of the family members?
Yeah, no, not at all limited.
That's wonderful.
Because you know, each family is different, and different members of the family have different needs.
Yeah,
so we can provide support on that. And just wondering, have people seen, because it's Dementia Action Week, have people seen the dementia TV advert? I don't know whether.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
It's very powerful.
It is, isn't it? Yeah. This year they've made a decision that it's not going to be too sweet and slushy. This year it's a bit makes you think, but it's, you know, that's just, to me, is a true reflection of what life is like living with dementia. And yeah, I'm just encouraging people. That's
trying to access the support, Wendy. And trying to access support, that it's very realistic.
Absolutely, it is, isn't it? Yeah, with the post-it note saying this is home, and it's
But the one where the young lady's trying to get respite.
Yeah,
that is so true.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's a as we said, you know, that diagnosis with dementia is, you know, it's heartbreaking for everybody. But there are people out here in Halton like you who can provide support. Yeah.
And it's so encouraging that there's that local connection as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Sorry, Dave, I interrupted you then.
Oh, no, it's okay. That's brought me to another question for Wendy. Do you have any links in with the local hospitals at all around discharge, you know, to be informed if there's any support needed?
We have there's an Admiral nurse at the memory clinic who can make referrals to us. But yes, that's a good point, actually. I'll pick that up.
Well, the discharge process is a bit hit and miss generally across the hospitals around all sorts of things. Yeah. Okay. Maureen, hand up.
Yeah, just to add to that, Wendy, we have been referred to the Admiral nurse.
Okay.
Had about 3 conversations with her and haven't mentioned Alzheimer's Society or Connect.
Okay.
So that might be worth you knowing.
That's disappointing.
She was referred by our GP to me.
Right. Okay.
Hasn't mentioned Connect to me, Mum. This is all new to us this morning.
New,
yeah.
I didn't really enjoy your recent advert for dementia.
No.
I thought if you were sitting at home worried to death about your future what's going to happen if anything happens to your partner. I found that advert a bit frightened.
Okay.
A bit frightening.
I'll feed that back. So, just to go back to the Admiral Nurse bit, but I will feed back about the TV ad being frightening. So obviously the Admiral Nurse should be providing all the medical bits and all that kind of specialty bits, but to me, if it should work that we are also receive a referral in terms of support, going out and seeing people at home, all the information fact sheets that I've already told you about, the support around the home. Just one example about the rug on the floor could might be seen as a puddle. To me, we should automatically get a referral when the Admiral Nurse gets a referral, and even if there's no support we can provide, that's also okay. But I think everybody who gets a dementia diagnosis in Halton should also we should also be told about, make touch, get in touch with people. If they don't want any help, that's okay. But I think that everybody who gets the diagnosis should come through us, and unfortunately, it's not doing. That's the reality of it. And I will feed back about the TV ad, and I know other people have said that have expressed the same concerns. I think this year the dementia decided, the Alzheimer's Society, it was time to put out a hard hitting one, and we don't want to frighten people, but sometimes that's the reality.
I think because we're in COVID as well, Wendy, the whole thing is frightening.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's no home visits, everything's done by phone. And if you get a home visit, then things have escalated.
Yeah, absolutely.
COVID's been a real enemy for us, really.
Yeah.
But it's just disappointing that, the Admiral Nurse, it's 3 weeks that we've had conversations with her. Okay. And for this to be so new and not to be up there in the forefront to mention. Yeah. I just thought it was worth feeding that back to you.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I personally feel that everybody who sees the Admiral Nurse should also be automatically referred to us. And if they don't want it, don't want us, that's okay. But I believe every diagnosis should also come to us. So I'll pick that one up.
We have a Diane just about beat Irene to put a hand up. There's no question.
Yeah, I wondered whether you'd had any contact with the Frailty Service, which is a new. Have you had that?
Yeah,
because it's the new service that seems to be taking over from the RAS service.
Yeah.
And you would fit in nicely in that as well.
Yeah, definitely.
It's the Frailty Service that people are referred to as well when they're discharged from hospital, as well as things that happen in the home, say they've fallen or something like that. It may be that, that's great, though, that you're in contact with them. Because that's so important.
Yeah, so but I'll pick that up again, though, to make sure that we've got some stuff going over to them.
Thank you.
And on to Irene.
I was just thinking about things like Korsakoff's dementia. It's not a dementia in the real sense of the word, really. It's an amnesic state, but it's caused through alcohol consumption. And I don't think that message is out there. And given the stats, of the amount of hospital admissions for alcohol-based issues, I do think that needs to be out there, because when you talk to people and you mention Korsakoff's, they're shocked that alcohol can cause dementia. And I think that there really needs to be a whole joined up service. What Maureen's saying, the Admiral nurse, I mean, they were specifically commissioned to help carers. And yeah, she's spoken to them to how many times, and no mention of the Alzheimer's Society. I think it's bizarre, to be honest. We all should be working together to get the best service for the people who we genuinely care about.
Yeah, absolutely.
The community.
Yeah, and if we're aware of somebody who's affected by Korsakoff, we've got information that we can send out. But if we don't know about them, we can't support them. You don't know what you don't know, isn't it?
Yes, thank you anyway.
Thank you, Irene.
Thank you, Wendy. I think some of these questions are for the commissioners, aren't we? Is to make sure that they're looking at the service overall and what it needs to be for everything to be in place to be joined up. Maybe that is a question to ask as they start to approach the changes to ICS. I can't see any more hands up. I think we've had quite a good question and answer session there for the last 20 minutes, and I hope everyone's happy with that. Again, a very informative presentation, and again, I come away thinking, why didn't they know about a lot of this in the first place? But that's the whole point of it, I suppose, that we are picking up information that we sort of maybe have in the back of our head, but it certainly helps raise that. And again, if Health Watch can help promote anything, and I'm sure the same goes for any of the other organisations, that if we can help promote what you're doing,
thank you.
And if we can sort of sign up to be get a referrer's ID, so we can refer anybody on if we get calls, that would be really good way. Just also, is there a response back if somebody is a referrer? Will they get any response to say, yes, we've now spoken to the person, and so they know there's a bit of an outcome from it? Thank you.
Absolutely.
I can see Diane's got a hand up again. Go on, Diane.
I'm sorry, it's me.
Oh no, that's great.
Question box. I'm sorry. If somebody is not actually at home with dementia, Alzheimer's, etc., and they've been actually referred on to residential care, and you still give the support while they're in residential care for them and for their families? Because I know my mum sadly passed away now, but she went from being at home, obviously it had to go into residential care due to the fact that she was so unwell. I just didn't know whether there was any support for people then.
Yeah, it depends on what outcomes we can achieve, but as long as we can provide support, even if it's just information or it might be just something to read through, then yes, there's absolutely no barriers to access our services, and it doesn't matter where people are, if they're in care or if they're not in their own home. That's fine. We'll take a referral from anywhere.
Because I know my personal feeling was, I felt like I'd had my arm chopped off.
Yeah.
When my mum went into care.
Yeah. So we can we might not be able to support your mum, or unable to support your mum, but we could have supported you. So
there is that support for relatives whose loved ones have had to go into residential care.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
Okay.
I think that's about it. Thank you very much, Wendy. And so we will stick this up on YouTube and then on Facebook. I'm sure if anybody needs any details from today, I'm sure that Louise can send out links of any information. If Wendy, if you can maybe contact Louise with a copy of a presentation, even if anybody wants to see that would be really good.
Thank you very much, Wendy.
Okay.
That's yeah, that's about it. You may hear the odd squeak in the background from me because the dog's decided to play with a squeaky toy. So I apologise if you do on that. The joys. Yes, thank you all once again for coming. Enjoy. I don't know, not a great day out there, but enjoy your time for the rest of the day. I've got the joys of a managers meeting later this afternoon. I'll edit that out of the recording. Yeah, thank you all. Louise, just quickly, what's the date of the next session?
We've got Diabetes UK on the 15th of June, and then we have the Stroke Association on the 29th of June. We do have a standalone session on a Thursday, the 10th of June, for the Bolton Health Hub consultation, and I'll send out details of that nearer the time.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Louise.
That's it. Okay. Yeah, sorry if there's any barking in the background now. That's it. Yeah. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'm sure we'll see you all soon. And please do spread the word that if anybody likes to come along to the sessions, I think they're really informative. It'd be nice to see a few more people here, but if not, they can always watch us on our channel. Okay. Take care now. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Bye bye now.
Bye-bye.
Bye.